So what categories should you include? I showed you a resume on our second page and showed you a few different categories. Here we have some other categories. Education is most common. Here's some coursework you might want to highlight on. Work experience if you have some. Volunteer experience always looks good, and then just some more general skills. Do you have to include these? No. Education is almost always on the resume though. And I would encourage you to leverage your relevant coursework if you're a recent college student. But here are a list of other categories that you could put on your resume. Think about your own background. Do you have skills in language? Do you have skills in leadership? Do you have skills in cross-cultural or extracurricular? If you do, use them. If you don't put them on your resume. What you do want to think about, however, is matching the job description. So read through the job description. This is basically a company telling you, look, this is who we want. And they'll describe to you the characteristics of this person, the experience this person might have, the skills. So read through and analyze what's their desired person to hire. Think about yourself and consider the areas where there is overlap. The areas where there's overlap is resume. You might have a lot of other knowledge, skills, and abilities, but if they're not related to the job, we're going to leave them out for now. They'll come out later in the interview, they'll come out while you're working, but for the resume, we just want to focus on what's applicable to them. And that's where the idea of a resume buffet comes in. The resume buffet is simply a Word document you can create or a Google document. It might even just be pencil and paper list, but it's a large list of different things that you have done, including work history, volunteer work, extracurricular, education, skills, classwork, and you might throw in some other categories as well. Basically, this is just a big running list. It's kind of going to work as your memory for you so you don't have to think back of all these things. It's really nice because this document, unlike a resume, can be as many pages long as you want because it's basically just putting up all of your choices. Again, the idea of a resume, or sorry, the idea of a buffet is you have all these choices and you go through and grab the things that you specifically want. If you can create this 5 or 6 page document and then think about a specific job you're applying for and go through and pull out the parts of your buffet that are most useful, and you can use that to create a 1 page resume. So I'd encourage you to do that. One other note on this, update it just 3 times a year. Update it at the end of fall semester, at the end of spring semester, and at the end of summer. Just think back, what have I done over the last 4 months? Have I had any more work? Have I had any more volunteer? Any more education? Any more classwork? If so, keep it updated, and that way, when you go to create your resume, you'll have a surplus of information